Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, so sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask guys, could please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course I always do greatly appreciate it. I also do apologize ahead of time if I do sound a little rough. I am sick, so I do apologize. But with that being said, let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So I'm going to be addressing XRP's price by the end of this bull run, but then I'm also going to be addressing a few things before we do get to that point. So let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things first. So on the 24-hour span, we are seeing some altcoins continuously, breaking out. We have been for like the last week or so addressing this. On the 7-day span, of course, altcoins are up significantly. Right now, we are seeing Bitcoin kind of taking a little bit of, sort of a nice little price move down to about 45.9K. Now, this did break out a little bit. It was kind of like a scam pump, all the way up to about 47, almost 3K. And now we're coming down and testing some lows here. Ultimately speaking, when we are talking about Bitcoin and we're talking about the levels that we are, really kind of aiming to target yet again, if we do continue down on this nice little slope, it would be about that 45.6K area. Now, I will say this, Bitcoin dominance is pretty low right now. That is exactly why we are still seeing some altcoins starting to break out as Bitcoin kind of just ranges sideways here. But we are waiting for that next major breakout event on Bitcoin into the Wave 5, which will ultimately lead the entire market on a massive run. We are, very, very close, in my opinion, to that alt season run. So, it's time to strap in and get ready. Now, I do want to talk to you guys about a few things. So first off, we're seeing institutional demand of crypto and crypto assets continuously growing, but I thought this was something pretty interesting. So another step forward in building trust and resiliency for USDC in the market. Today, we announced our work with BNY Mellon, the bank of banks, with more than $46 trillion in assets under custody to, custody USDC reserve assets. I thought this was pretty huge. I mean, honestly, I think that this is so massive when you're talking about the adoption happening for crypto. It's been growing and growing and growing. But we do see here, users, developers, and businesses building on USDC now have another level of comfort in the care and custody of the core USDC reserves. Additionally, we're excited to be exploring and collaborating with BNY Mellon on new applications of USDC in capital markets. So guys, pay attention to this. We are seeing continuous growth within, of course, crypto adoption, especially within the institutional area. I just think that this is great, especially when you're looking at like other assets like USDT and things like that, where there's a lot of speculation on, what is it really backed by, or what, who are they working with. Like this, I think, provides you with a lot of trust to utilize USDC as a stablecoin. Also, a lot of individuals ask me, what will I be selling my crypto into and holding? It's most likely USDC, if anything. Of course, I gotta, see what I'm going to be doing at that time, but I'll obviously update you guys along the way. But also, we've seen Ripple talking about PayPal and TurboTax, what they have in common. They're engaging with crypto to improve customer experiences, but to build mainstream confidence, organizations need a deeply integrated use of the tech. Learn how Ripple Liquidity Hub will help maximize use cases. I thought it was interesting that they did mention these two specifically. Of course, these are two crypto giants that utilize crypto a lot. But it really does go to show you, how these companies will utilize and maximize the potential that they could really achieve through something like crypto liquidity. So, I definitely think that this is something interesting. I think that this liquidity hub, where, we do see it kind of launches, it's going to be sometime after a settlement happens with, XRP as a token, because I do believe that XRP is going to be the liquidity provider behind this liquidity hub, which is going to increase not only the value but also the demand of XRP as a digital asset, but also it's going to help Ripple continue their growth as well. And I really do look forward to seeing, some sort of major update within the settlement. Now, a lot of people ask me, hey, do you think that, we are going to win this lawsuit? Do you think that a settlement is going to happen? 100%. And when we are looking at, other things within Ripple, we do see Ripple's global head of institutional markets said they're harnessing billions of dollars of XRP liquidity to facilitate cross-border payments in a couple of seconds from the US to Mexico. And these are use cases that can scale in the trillions. pay attention to things that are happening here. And I actually have this article open over here. There was a few things that I thought were pretty interesting that were mentioned, and it was actually something that was talking about adoption, and it is right here. We do see, again, in terms of just the market size overall and also volumes, has reached critical economic mass in the eyes of even the largest financial institutions. Before, it was predominantly retail driven, and now things like Bitcoin achieving 10% of the market cap of the whole gold market, or a company like Coinbase with 1,500 people generating revenue commissioning from the size of a traditional investment bank with 40 to 50,000. People are just really opening their eyes. So it's fair to say, in the eyes of traditional large institutional players, this place has become too big to ignore. No, it's not a fad. It's not going or going away anymore. So all of them are looking for an entry now. Also, regulators, which are obviously key stakeholders, can no longer ignore it. So as these two dynamics are, playing out, that will just underpin so much more liquidity growth from here as I see it. Liquidity is the key thing here. And I want you guys to understand that when we are talking about on-demand liquidity, it is such a massive use case. And we do see here, and just to give you an example, we at Ripple, with our flagship product, on-demand liquidity, we're literally harnessing billions of dollars of XRP liquidity to facilitate cross-border payments in a couple of seconds from, say, the US to Mexico, instead of 2 or 3 days like in legacy systems. And so really solving a massive pain point in this world, which is how money moves around the world as well. So again, when we're talking about scalability, these are trillion-dollar use cases. I want you guys to understand the value and volume behind XRP with on-demand liquidity. It's so massive. Not even to mention, line of credit as well. You really got to pay attention to these things. And we also see here, this goes back 2 weeks, about why top international banks partner to use Ripple Network. Now, I do want to mention a few things, but obviously, this is with on-demand liquidity and things like that, but we do see here, we believe that the technology has the potential to not only deliver real-time international payments, but also improve security and efficiency of our payment system. So this is an important piece of work, and this is National Australia Bank. When we're talking about the efficiency and, the security and things like that behind a lot of this technology, it truly is revolutionary. And we actually do see down here, we're excited to be working with CIBC and have already partnered with them in using Ripple's blockchain technology to complete international payments transfers between our banks as a proof of concept. Again, a lot of these proof of concepts will amount to massive partnerships, and we do see our customers want us to do things differently in strategic partnerships like this allow us access ideas, talent, and capabilities of like-minded organizations. In the case of the opportunity to tap into 2 leading international banks to help us gain world-class insights from global leaders to benefit our customers. These massive banks are joining in because they know this technology. They understand this technology. I mean, at the end of the day, this is going to get very, very interesting, very, very fast. And we do see the partnership is meant to enhance customer experiences by reducing costs, speeding up the payment service, and improving security. Reportedly, transactions that could take up to 2 days to become effective can now be completed within minutes. And if they do utilize XRP, it could be seconds. So I'm very excited to see this, and it truly does show you the power behind XRP. Not only that, but we do see QNB Group unveiled new innovative payment solutions as part of its payment ecosystem and strategy for cross-border payments with Ripple, being the first to market through RippleNet. And we do see here QNB unveils new payment services at Smart City Expo. Again, QNB Group unveiled new innovation payment solutions as part of its payment ecosystem and strategy for cross-border payments with Ripple, being the first to market through RippleNet. QNB enhances cross-border payments and expands its remittances services across multiple countries in quick succession. This is huge, and we do see here, again, this partnership delivers near instant time payments to provide a unique and differentiated experience for QNB's customers. QNB initially launched Ripple's global financial network technology, RippleNet, with QNB Finance Bank in Turkey as part of a group rollout with plans to expand to other key remittance corridors to other large countries in the near future. You guys see what is happening here? I mean, this is absolutely massive to say the least, and it truly does show you how fast they are expanding. I mean, this is insanely bullish. Now, let's talk about, something very interesting. Okay, so we always talk about the price of XRP, okay? And I do want to show you guys something real quick. So first off, we are going to be addressing the total. So let's go check out the total. Now, this is the total crypto market cap, currently sitting at about 2.10 trillion. Our all-time high being, 3 trillion, as you guys do see. This is going off the March 2020 drop in terms of fib levels. Now, let's talk about this because, ultimately speaking, What if I told you that we were going to $13.5 trillion in market cap value by the end of this bull run? Like, what would you honestly say about that? Because I want to show you guys back here in 2017 and 2018, us peaking right above the 4618. Now, I do believe that we are, basically within this range down here. I, think that we are starting the next major stepping stone for this market to test the all-time high. Like this $162 billion market cap here is basically our all-time high currently within this market, and you guys do see this major slope. But you do see this peaking up above the 4618. A peak above the 4618 for us, all right, brings us to roughly around the it's almost like $14 trillion in terms of market cap. Now, the reason why I bring this up and the reason why I want to talk about this, okay, now, of course, maybe we go to 10 trillion, maybe we go somewhere. It doesn't really matter. The thing that I want to show you guys is how quickly, people's targets for a specific asset kind of get thrown out the window. So we're going to, say for so $13.5 trillion if we repeat that same exact pattern. Now, this is the entire crypto market cap. This isn't excluding Bitcoin. This isn't excluding, Ethereum. So if we go to like around 13.5, I'm going to do $13.5 trillion as a perfect area to really kind of just utilize. Now, if we're going off of, XRP's current, and I say current percentage in terms of dominance at about 1.86, we would have, a market cap of roughly $251.1 billion, upside of 526%, sitting at about $5.22. I know that that's not exciting to a lot of individuals. The only reason why I bring this up and the only reason why I talk about this is because that is at just current levels where XRP isn't pumping. It's just kind of sitting stable. Now, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about ADA. So let's actually talk about Cardano. So Cardano had a major run this year, but more specifically, I do want to go off of, that November timeframe pump. So here is basically that November sort of, a little bit of a nice impulse here to about like $2.27. During this time, ADA did have a nice little spike in dominance to about 2.69%. Now, if we do see August, we did have about a 4.47% market dominance. Now, during that time, Cardano was pumping a little bit. It hit a nice little high of about $2.83. So let's go off of, this point, right? Now, I mind you, this is about roughly about a 4.48% of an increase in terms of market dominance. XRP, in terms of dominance, has hit higher figures than that. In fact, we are just currently trading at about like almost 2.34%. Let me go to the weekly real quick just to kind of show you guys this real quick. We do see during like November or in December of 2020, we hit about 6%. During April, during that time where we almost hit $1.40, we were trading at already almost 4% market dominance. And of course, we do see the all-time high of 2017, 2018. It was about like 24.73%. Our actual all-time high during the crypto market, which this is like where we topped out at about like $3.84. It was about 18% market dominance. Now, the reason why I bring this up and the reason why I talk about this is because it doesn't take too much in terms of percentage where a market is worth $13.5 trillion to hit massive numbers. For an example, if we had just 4% market dominance at a $13.5 trillion market cap for the entire crypto market, we would have about an upside of 12x. We'd hit about $11.22. I think that this is very conservative. I think that this is something that will most likely happen. I think that double digits is pretty much programmed in. But let's actually talk about XRP hitting a little bit of a higher point in dominance. Say for so we repeat this process, right, and we hit 18%. Now, this is where things get very interesting. So this is where, we will see XRP at a $2.4 trillion market cap at $50 per XRP or 60x. 18% market dominance. That is it. Now, what if we just kind of repeat, that the process of getting to this high going back to November of 2020, because 2020 is not too far away. That was only roughly almost 2 years ago. If we're talking about November, it was actually like a year and a couple months ago now. But 6%, 6% would give us a little bit of a better figure to go off of, but this also shows you exactly where we could lead to if we just get 6% market dominance, a 19x or $16.83. My target points for XRP have always been $10 to $15 this bull run. A lot of people wonder why. Well, not only do I think that that is extremely doable in terms of that market dominance, but also look at the fib levels here. The outreach here to the 4618, I mind you, is $16. The 4236 is almost $15. This is why I said $10 to $15 is something that is very reasonable. Ultimately speaking, we need to really watch for the total and see where we do go this bull run, but this should provide you with a little bit of a better, viewpoint on how to look at the market, because it's not just about market cap for a specific asset. It's the amount of dominance an asset could have over this market when we are at some high figures. Like, look at BNB. BNB has overall dominance of 3.42%, and it's not even in a bull market just yet. A few other assets have done incredible moves. Like, you could see the dominance on pretty much any asset, like Solana. Like, Solana's major move this year brought its dominance only to a little bit of a roughly like 2.88%. Of course, other assets do completely different dominance moves, like BNB at some point in time at about like almost 4.74. And you could see this on anything. Like you can go to, like for an example, like Luna and stuff. Like you could see dominance on any specific asset just by simply putting in luna.d, for an example, or like an asset.d, and really kind of look at their past. XRP is one that has a ton of price data because it is an old asset. Like this goes all the way back to roughly around like 2014. And you can see these major spikes. I mean, this had like 20.67%, followed by about like 31.5%, followed by again like almost 20%. Of course, it's just diminishing slightly, but it also hasn't hit an all-time high since 2017 and 2018. And if we're talking about a settlement and things like that, could this push us to about 24-30% market dominance? 100%. At 30% market dominance, we'd have about a $4 trillion market cap. I mean, look at that. That's absolutely insane. 100x. $84. Now, I'm not saying wait for this price to get hit. I'm just saying like my target points are $10 to $15. But that is because I'm going off of not only fundamentals and where XRP is positioned and the past runs, but also the Fibonacci levels and also dominance in this market when it does start to break out. You got to remember that this market is set for a massive year ahead. Bitcoin by itself, right? If we're talking about fib levels, Bitcoin itself goes to about like 120 to 160K. So just pay attention to a lot of things unfolding. Pay attention to institutional demand because it is growing. And with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.